All right. Welcome to the 21st episode of the TruYou Unfiltered podcast. And I'm your host, Kyle, and the show is a guide to overcoming challenges and finding balances in business, fitness, life, mindset, all that good stuff. Today, however, this episode's titled The Rise of AI Brand Ambassadors and the New Digital Workforce. Our guest, David here, who built REI Reply into one of the most successful CRMs in the real estate investing industry and help tens of thousands of investors scale using AI, automation, and advanced marketing systems. He's now behind AI Employee, a platform creating digital employees that talk, walk, learn, dance, all the things, adapt, and represent brands 24/7. In this episode, we'll discuss how AI brand ambassadors and digital employees are replacing websites, transforming small business operations, and actually opening new opportunities for early adopters. And so let's crush it, man. You know, when you talk to me briefly about the AI employees and what you're doing with the new software project, I was like, you know, how can I get everything done, all the admin stuff done as fast as possible? I think that's where my mind first goes with like AI employees. Is that kind of like why you went that route, or what was the situation with you because of the real estate background?
Yeah, so it was twofold. It was for our investors, we found that, a lot of times our customers come in at 11 p.m., midnight, 1 p.m. They'll come to the website, they'll want information, and there's no one there to give them that information. And so that coupled with the fact that back then there was only one big player pushing out websites. So all the websites looked the same on page one. And I was like, to a consumer, that would look kind of odd. Like, why do all these websites look the same? And then also, they can't get any information or the real information they wanted. And so we wanted to create like a hybrid product that allowed them to have, build rapport, give the customer the engagement and the information that they wanted, while also providing value to the users. So that they can have and listen to an actual real conversation with their new proposed customer. And so that's kind of where it started. And back then we didn't have AI.
Yeah.
OpenAI didn't come out till I think November of 2022, and we started this in 2021. So back then it was only Watson, IBM Watson, and a little bit of Google Dialogue. And so that's how we were kind of building it out, but it's since
That
evolved.
is so slick, man, because like obviously the OpenAI chat situations, like I felt like literally a month into that being live, a whole bunch of AI experts came out of the blue. And
Yeah,
so like, you know
absolutely.
how like Go High Level has like their OG users? You're kind of
Yeah.
like an OG almost with the AI, right? Like, I mean, all things considered, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I
Uh,
mean, it was definitely a learning process, and it has evolved so much. So, OpenAI completely blew the doors off of it when they released their large language model, and then things changed from there. But
you
before
know,
then, yeah,
did you get to and so like, did you get to see the whole thing with when people go to their website, you're able to kind of have like a sales agent avatar. And that's what I kind of see with what you're doing. You know, you're able to
correct.
put your
That's the
own
first
brand
step.
behind it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
And so like kind of dive let's open up like that third eye almost, right? Like what does that actually like look like, you think, from maybe the next couple years where it's at now? Where do you think it's gonna be? Because so far I see it in my mind right now at this point in time is like it's a fancy chat widget. That's how I see it so far.
Right, and that's
Take
what
me
we're
to the next
looking to
level for me,
change.
man. Blow my
No,
mind.
that's 100% what we want to change it, and that's so it's really the death of the chat widget, right, and the rise of the AI avatar. So you're going to have an AI brand ambassador. And I see that over in 2026, every website will, uh, um, which kind of going to change the way .coms are expected to act. Kind of like most .coms now have a chat widget, but the thing with the chat widget is they started off very clunky, right? And so now it's like, I don't even want to waste my time. Sometimes you do, and sometimes they're great chat widgets, but they're not a face, they're not personality, right? They're not a voice for your brand, really. And so that's where we're looking to change and kind of force adoption, because the numbers would dictate it, right? So the dwell time increases, sales increase, your brand awareness increases. People can relate to a face. They can't relate to a bot, a little chat widget, right? They can relate to a face and a brand. So the business owner will decide what image is best for them, whether it's their personal image or an employee or one that we create for them. upload the image, and then we scrape the website, add the prompt, and away you go. These are AI brand ambassadors that are doing what they're supposed to do. We actually tie any MCP to the back end, so you can tie any tools that you want. So we layer this right on Go High level. We don't compete with anybody. We just stack them in there and add to whatever it is that you are, whether you're Salesforce or HubSpot, it doesn't matter. We plug and play with everybody and add MCPs for tools, so it's pretty much unlimited what you can do. Yeah.
I always get that that. I'm glad you touched on that, because there's so many things that can plug into XYZ software, but not the other. And so kudos to you. It's like you've been around the block once or twice, right? So with all that being said, I kind of think about being in the retail space. So quick couple bullet points on me real fast is worked in retail, did a lot of supplement stuff. My favorite retail job ever at the point in time, though, was Journeys. Loved selling my shoes. And then there was Best Buy. Met my wife at Best Buy, actually. She yelled at me in person. It's a whole different conversation.
Right.
No, we're good. and I was like, that's what I thought about, man. When you were talking about stuff, it's like, hey, it's like that person welcoming you to the software, welcoming you to XYZ. It's like, that's the person. And then, it's like you go to Best Buy nowadays, it's like basically self-service. You don't see how much people getting after you for the numbers of the commission as much anymore. I used to pride myself on that, man. Now it's just like, hey, it's in this aisle, go, and that's it. And so that I see companies like Best Buy, they're getting this feedback right now. AI employee needs to be there.
Correct.
And so so with you and the REI side of things in the real estate space, obviously you know about lead hackers and how we help loan officers generate leads and stuff like that. What do you feel like they would be using that avatar for in maybe the discovery process? Because what I see in that space a lot of times is a couple of things, like the HELOC or I think it's called DCLR. I'm probably looking like an idiot now, but what's it called? DSCLR?
Yeah, I believe so.
The lead that keeps on giving, and then you have sellers and buyers guides. Those are the type of leads I see that people are going after 90% of the time in this space. Maybe not 100% of the time, but it's in that process. And you think about an AI employee, is it, there's a lot of conversations, a lot of numbers, a lot of trust that needs to be built in that.
Right.
What do you see it from maybe that perspective?
Yeah, so I see it as, it instantly qualifies your client and gives them the information that they need. So it really doesn't matter what the business is. If you have a website, you kind of need to give it a voice, and that's what it does. So whether you're like in an insurance or an MLM or anything, there's going to be points that you're going to want to get across that you don't want people to have to scroll. People are not going to scroll 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times unless it's an emergency niche, right? Or if they're about to lose some, there's pain involved. Then they will scroll and they'll read and do all of that, no problem. But other than that, you kind of need to push the course of action. And so if that is instantly introducing yourself and then finding out where they are in the journey so that I can best help you, well, that's what a brand ambassador can do very easily, right? So you're not wasting their time. There's no need to give them the spiel if they're ready to cut the check. If they're, and once you hear those conversations, they get pushed to your CRM, your sales guys or yourself start hearing these conversations over and over and over again. You're going to want to start sending more people to the website right now. All right, so if you're spending money on PP on any type of paid ads, this is mandatory. And if you're not, you will want to now that you have somebody that's going to catch those leads, nurture those leads, massage those leads, and convert those leads, right? And so this is where that front end brand ambassador, the AI employee, instantly helps you do that, no matter what the niche is. If you invest the time to build a website, then AI has now demanded that you're going to have to invest time to get a brand ambassador or an AI employee for your website so that you can.
Do you recommend are you your own? I guess better question to ask before I get into it is, are you your own brand ambassador on AIemployee.com? Are you not? And what's your strategy behind it?
Yeah, so I will not be using this mug for anything. No,
Uh,
absolutely not. I'm a
get
private
get
guy.
your little braid up real quick. Look, like Mortal
How
Kombat.
to damage your brain in 30 seconds. Deploy this mug on a website. Not happening. No. But yeah, so we're actually in beta mode right now. So over the next 20 something days before we launch on the first, yeah, we will be launching with the brand ambassador 1000% across all of our brands. So you're going to see that on everything. REI
Everything.
Reply that has thousands and thousands of visitors every single day. Contentboss.ai. Every single one of our brands will have an AI employee or an AI brand ambassador, which we own that too. AIbrandambassador.com.
So I'm definitely interested in learning more about this too, because I actually saw it. I'm trying to remember her name. I think her name was Molly, and did the GHL. She spoke last time.
Molly Mahomey or something.
Molly
Mahomey.
Mahoney. Yeah.
He's very good.
See, I came from the ClickFunnels world, and I knew a lot of people from ClickFunnels that definitely came into that arena.
Yeah.
But Molly spoke, and I'm like, I don't know who she is, but apparently she's a big deal, and she's legit. And she showed us the demo on all of that, and yeah, man, like guys, whoever's listening, like this guy's the truth. Like this is gonna be legit. I think of it from a standpoint of how can I not rely on salespeople a whole bunch. I think something that I've really struggled with, man, is there was a point in time for me. I had like not a huge sales team. I had like 6 people. I don't know how people deal with 100-person sales team. All the things that kind of go into that of like just managing emotions. Someone's girlfriend broke up with them.
That's right.
Or just whatever the crap is. And it's just like if you could just focus on maybe a couple of closers and AI is at least doing everything else, or if at best it closes the deal for you. I mean,
So
you're gonna have more emotional bandwidth, I guess you could say. Now, like I just say that to say like I've just been around the block and I've struggled in that area. And I'm pumped to even have an AI chatbot that books appointments or something that comes in through paid ads and does that. Like this is like pretty cool. When you were telling me about it over the phone, I was just like, okay, like tell me more.
Yeah, what's funny is we've never had sales guys on any of our products, and so
Yeah, you don't run paid ads, and you've never had sales guys. Like, what wizardry is this, man? Like, talk to me about that. Like, when you got your first customer to your 1,000th customer, like, what changed, or did it change?
No, nothing changed. So we identified in 2019 high level and the gift and the curse that it was, right? It was a gift and a curse. It was amazing features out the wazoo. So from the user perspective, man, I'm in love. But from my user's perspective, man, this is a problem. And so, I was like, we were in the real estate investing space. We were flipping properties. And so we were scaling and hiring new people. And this is where, every new person took like 8 logins. I was like, and this was a nightmare scenario. And
wait, how many logins?
Like 7 or 8 different logins. Yeah. Back in real estate, back when we started in 2019, when we were doing real estate investing, there was no multi all-in-one tool. So everything was a separate login, and it was a nightmare when you're trying to bring new people in that are like, digitally challenged, I should say. Some of them are.
Oh yeah. So, I know.
It was a little bit hard, and so we found high level, and so we solved that problem for the business. But then I was like, man, how many other real estate investors could use this? Because if you're successful, you're going through the same nightmares that we're going through. And this tool is fire. And then, I've been in the space for a while and I've seen a lot of tools come out. So, I wanted to pause a little bit, make sure that the ownership was going to be around. So all 2019, we kind of just vetted high level. And then towards the end, I was like, oh man, they're going to give me unlimited users for $500.
What?
These guys are out their mind. You know what I mean? I was like, REI Reply was birth. So, so, before we had our first customer, I hired our first employee because I knew immediately 2 things. One, I suck at customer service. So I just don't have the personality to talk to people 24/7 like that. and we needed someone way better than me to do that because that was going to be a big part of the business. I understood that much. Then I understood that to do this properly, you really have to do a full-on onboarding. You have to do an onboarding, and then a little trick that we learned when we were out doing a mastermind in real estate was how powerful it could be to do a live demo that actually worked. And so when we uploaded lists, and back then when the automation was so fire and it started working, and right there on the Zoom call, by the end of the Zoom call, they're getting ping after ping after ping. And dudes are like, dude, baby, this thing is freaking working. It's already working. And the onboarding was like a 45-minute to 1 hour onboarding meeting for $49. Back then we were allowed to sell for $49. They didn't have the minimal viable price issue.
Yeah.
So that was a big part of our strategy. We were undercutting everybody, right?
Yeah.
A brand new whiz bang tool that did everything for $49. And so that was pretty much the irresistible offer. Our biggest problem was convincing people that we were legit. We didn't have to do paid ads. People were talking about us. It was bananas. We can go in any Facebook group because there was no competition at the time and just pitch REI Reply. Now there's like 30 competitors and everyone's a little bit sensitive about that. But back then it was okay. And so
they wouldn't be sensitive at all, man.
Yeah. Back then it was a blue ocean, right? In 2019, 2020, it was 100% blue ocean.
When I learned about database reactivation, man, and just like that in itself was fantastic. Or like I'm not really Facebook ads guy, and I remember the whole thing of like, hey, did you follow up with your leads? That was like the main thing why I moved there, is because of I could see them talking or not talking, and then seeing how many unread conversations. I'm not getting any deals. Why am I not getting that classic thing, right?
Yeah.
And so that's why I definitely appreciated that. So, doing paid you said you did paid onboardings? You said you did a full out onboarding?
No. The cost of the tool is $49, and with that you got a full onboarding.
Gotcha.
Unlimited onboardings for you and your team, as many as you needed. That was the pitch. That was the offer. And so, did you
just scale through referrals, I guess? Like, what was like, because I was thinking when you told me you don't use paid ads, I was like, collaborations, tons of them. That's something I didn't, look into myself, but now I'm starting to take advantage of that personally. Is like, I don't have to always do paid ads. I can actually talk to people who talk to my people effectively, and so that's what I was like, okay, like, is he crushing in SEO or like, so
back then we lived in Baltimore, and it was a very large real estate investing community. And so word just kind of got out, and then it kind of spread very quickly that first year just in Baltimore though. And then it kind of blew up from there. I think somebody mentioned us somewhere, and somebody had made a comment about us in Bigger Pockets. That's what it was.
Okay, that's the spot to get shouted out on for sure. Without a doubt.
Correct. And so this guy asked, is this company legit? And then some other guy came up there and was like, oh no, absolutely not. At that price, they're completely a scam. And I chimed in there. I don't really chime in there a lot, but I'm not going to allow someone to just straight lie and bash us. So I chimed in there and was like, no, it's not a scam. And that thing kind of blew up because I kind of got sensitive. And I went, huh?
It's like, try it for yourself, bro. Let's just see what's what.
Well, definitely that. And then I said to my Facebook group, I said, hey guys, these guys are saying that, we're a scam. Do any of you guys mind letting them know that we're legit? I had no idea how aggressively our community was going to attack that post, and so it just went crazy. It ended up being a pretty good advertising for us.
So that's beautiful, man. Congratulations on all of that. Like, that's
thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, dude. I software and all this, like, it was pretty new to me, especially like these past like couple years, and making like just you focus on going one path for a long time of just doing like done for you services. But if you can turn that to a software, it's like, that is so awesome. Like, the leverage point of that is insane. And
yes,
that's what I like about it. And so for you, man, like you said, you weren't like the best, like the customer support. So where my mind, I'm going to assume goes, did you start off like in more of a technical product development background? Or what do you think your background, or what is your background before like this happened? What were I'll call it the skill stacks that got you to where you were,
So back then they called it distribution. So I started out in sales of marijuana at like 14.
Hey, that's the purest form, man. The
Yeah.
purest
So
form.
direct to sale, yeah, direct to market, yeah.
They call it
So
distribution. I love it.
I mastered that and stopped but caught a federal indictment and ended up doing quite some time. I was accused of distributing, I think, 3,000 tons of marijuana. And
A
so,
lot.
yeah, it's a little bit of weed. And so I sat down for a while and came home in 2011. And so my last 2 years incarcerated, I bumped into a guy that did real estate. And Mr. Hart, I begged him for many days to teach me real estate. And so he finally was like, all right. And so he broke it down. When I came home, I had a hunger for real estate. And I found Cody Sperber online. I bought a
I read his
property.
course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Never
That's who I found.
Yeah.
I took his course back in 2011 and bought my first property in Baltimore, flipped it, and then right as I put it on the market, the government shut down. And typically that doesn't affect real estate, but when you're so close to DC and where the money's just oozing out, it affects the Baltimore market. Long story short, I got a bad taste in my mouth for real estate and started doing some SEO. Found out that I was really good at SEO, video SEO, and so uh, started an agency. But I found out that I didn't really like the agency model. Everyone's your boss, and then with SEO, when one algorithm changed, and you're getting 400 phone calls from angry attorneys. But I did like it because it paid well, right? Attorneys would cut $5,000 checks like it's nothing. So $5,000 a month, we guaranteed in page one rankings, and they didn't pay us until we ranked. So it was a rank before you bank deal. And so getting those little unique offers that make people take action has kind of been like how I have to slip in because I don't like sales, right? And so if it has to be a sale, that requires conversation. But if it's like, dude, you're full of shit. You're full of shit. You can't do that. There's no sale, right? And then that's kind of where all my offers kind of go. And so like even with Local AI Hero, which is going to be our local marketing agency, is going to push AI employee out there, we're cutting back 40, 50, 60% commissions. We're going to do all the work. My team, our support staff is going to handle all the fulfillment. You guys do all the sales and you keep all the residuals, and we'll do all the work on the back end. So we're going to handle the support and we're going to handle the service. You just go out and make the sale. And so again,
So how is that? So, oh my goodness. By the way, that's freaking sick. One of my best friends, like, just so you know, like him and I got into some trouble back in the day. I just didn't get caught. He did, and he ended up going to prison for a little bit. But then he came out, and he's a really good roofer now. And it's just really cool to kind of see like how far he's came from that, and just to kind of see like that similar story of what you just brought up was fantastic. Because I mean, there's always new beginnings. There's always a way to like change your course of action, but like at the same time, you're able to quickly skill stack up into real estate, and next thing you know, you're helping out people in the space. And with like distribution, like how would that, you're telling me you're cutting back on commissions. Your whole support staff is taking care of the fulfillment. You have the salespeople doing the sales. So like, maybe I'm misunderstanding, but how are you making money in between that? Is it immediate or is it not immediate? Is it something I'm missing?
yeah, no, it's it's a longer game, it's a longer play. I'm financially blessed, right? And so I can afford to start this in true entrepreneurial fashion. Hey, maybe it doesn't work out the way I plan, but right now, we're set up to where it's a win-win-win situation, right? Small business owners are getting the best AI possible because we're giving them the GHL AI stack along with our AI employee and our SEO ranking guarantee. And so it's a unique offer that they don't, for $1,000 a month, they come in, and again, 400 goes to y'all. No, I'm sorry. 400 goes to us. Y'all get the 60%. So you can get up to 60%. So it's 40 to 60%. There's levels to it, but we do all the back end. Our support staff already handles thousands of users for REI Reply. We can handle thousands more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I follow. And you know what? It goes back to that principle, though. If you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want too.
That's right.
And when you were like, creating the offers of people saying, "Oh shit, like that's not real." It's where you go. It's that type of like, like an offer you can't refuse, that type
That's
of thing.
right.
Yeah. So like,
And one that's hard to replicate. So you know what I mean. And that's the other thing too. I want to build a moat for our local AI heroes so that when they walk in, they're seeing multiple things that nobody can offer them. We're the only ones with AI with the technology. It's our technology. So you have a unique. I'm trying to make it a blue ocean opportunity like it was when I started in 2020. You know, I, I was able to grab my first several thousand users like nothing. You know what I mean? To go from where we were at to our first year over 85,000 a month in recurring revenue, and knowing that next January, if I decided to go sit on a beach, I'm making 86,000 this month. Like that,
yeah,
that blew my mind back then. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And so I want to give everyone that opportunity. Everyone should have that. This is. And there's nothing like this opportunity for the AI and small business owners right now. They all know they need it. They simply don't know anyone that they really trust. Everyone's on the fence. But
and
if
the
we go
people that
local,
are trustworthy, it's like their time is becoming shorter and shorter. So it's like demand. It's like so you can make some little cheddar in between
it's
them.
crazy cheddar. And so what I'm thinking is, let's go ahead and utilize our support that's proven. Most of our team has been with us all 5 years. They've gone nowhere, and we just keep growing. Most of them are family. They know the way we do things. They understand our culture.
Yeah, you brought that up. You took in was it your father-in-law?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
yeah,
Father-in-law works for us.
yeah, man. Go
Yeah,
into
yeah,
that real quick.
absolutely.
Talk about that real quick if you don't mind. Like I think that's the coolest story. Like I mean, because I believe in core values, man, and family is definitely a thing that I definitely appreciate. Like I've told you, I think I have a 4-year-old, I have a 1-year-old, I have one more on the way, and I'm done. But having kids definitely shown me like a new appreciation for it. I
Yeah,
mean, you love your mom, you love your dad, but I mean, yeah, talk to me about
absolutely.
that if you don't mind, just real quick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, absolutely. In 2020 when we launched, um, my father-in-law, he had just suffered a major heart attack, and so his whole way of life had changed. He went from being a huge, strong, burly man to having to think about things. You know what I mean, like movement wise,
Yeah,
and he unfortunately had gotten fired from his job, and it was going to be a financial strain for him and Mama. And I told my wife, I was like, man, I'm the same dollar amount that he was making, same hours, absolutely everything. Don't give it a second thought. We'll find something for him to do. I don't care if he comes over here and sits in the chair and watches MASH all day. It's not, you know what I mean? What I don't want is for him to sit at home being worried about finances. Like money is the least thing that we should be worried about in today's day and age, especially for those of us that work hard and then have family members. That's what we do it for, right? The financial freedom or the freedom period to make those type of decisions, no matter how they come. So yeah, he's been working with us ever since.
love it,
And so,
love it.
yeah, we love it. We work from home, wifey and him, they have their own office over there. I got my own office over here, and it's great. Yeah. It's
I
great.
have a million questions off of that for another time, maybe. I don't know if we have time for that, but like,
Yeah.
because that's something like, you know, third kid, and like Courtney, she works part time right now,
Hmm.
but like it's more for her at this point, just to kind of like not have to worry about the kids. And it's like, it's
Hmm.
either you want to come. I mean, these other kids you have to worry about, but if you just kind of like learn, go high level real quick, just learn how to create some workflows or some AI, like that'll be great. Just do that. Just do
That's
that.
right.
And so, yeah, these are the thoughts that we're having. And so, but I want to get back to like your customers and helping them and keeping them before I forget, because I have a little bit of ADHD in me here and there, and I gotta
We
reel it
all do.
back in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it was crazy. Another fun fact is I used to be on these 70 milligram Vyvances back in the day, and like it was big Adderall, like it was a lot at one point.
Okay.
This was like maybe like 12 years ago,
Hmm.
but I remember like it took some time to like, I remember being on that, how I felt to like being off of it. You feel a lot more human and all that. I'm sure it's like Adderall, that's all it is,
Gotcha.
But but anyways, there it is. See, see. So like going into like retention, churn,
Yeah.
helping customers at scale. It's like, that's something I've noticed is like, because software, you personally aren't necessarily involved, and I've done a pretty good job of like mapping out the companies and trying to streamline onboarding. However, it's like, how do you get something that is down on churn from like, let's say they're at 20%. We used to be at 30, we're at 20-ish now. How do you get it? What are some main like general rules of thumb, maybe what you experience with all your brands? How can we get it down to like, 8 or 10%, even without having any context? You have multiple companies, you've had agencies, you've had software.
Yep.
You went from service to software, which I really appreciate, and that's why I want to ask you is like, again, general rules of thumb with churn, retention.
Yep. So right now I get a report. So here's the thing: if they're not using it, they're not going to pay you. You haven't earned the right to receive money. So I don't care who it is, but somebody has to go and knock on their door and say, "Hey, use our tool. It's amazing." Hey, I see it's week 3. You haven't used our tool. That's a problem. Because week 4, you're going to owe me money, right? But I haven't earned the money if you haven't used my tool. I want to help you. So, and this is where someone from the team reaches out every single time. Oh, we log in. Oh, no usage. He on the no usage list. He must have a problem. We got to solve the problem. What's the problem? Oh, it's this, it's that. Okay, no problem. Let's get this working for you. So now we do automatically. Everyone gets A to P, because that was a problem with A to P, right? A to P. Oh, well, A to P sold me back. I'm not going to pay A to P. A to P. Dude, I'm not losing another dime for freaking A to P, okay? Everyone on the team's going to learn how to do A to P, and everyone on the team's going to do A to P for the user, because I'm not losing another dollar to A to P. It's not happening, okay?
Yeah.
So that's another thing that we do 100%. But yeah, I get a list. And now I don't even get the list because they already know. You know what I'm saying? But at first, this is how we started. Someone logged into all 5,000, to all the accounts, thousands of accounts. If you're not using the tool, you're on the not used tool, and then someone else gets a contact and find out what the problem is. Oh, I'm just swamped at my job, haven't had time. Okay, fantastic. Is there a time that we can jump on so we can help you out so that when you do have time, we can get this all knocked up? And make sure you have a list for you. I want to upload the list for you so you get immediate results. Who doesn't want immediate results? And if they get immediate results, didn't you earn your money? Shouldn't they pay you next month? Absolutely. So that's how we do it.
That was pretty huge. Something like just that specifically in there. I've a shout out to GoCSM. You ever heard of GoCSM?
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah, that's been something that's been pretty helpful. Like the mortgage side of things. The financial one is like it's a little bit different. It's like webinar and ads together. So you build your webinar system, then you do your ads, and obviously they learn a presentation. And so that's like what we're doing is we made it into a software, but again, there's still some components, right? And so it's, hey, like, yeah, if they're not using it, they're not paying you. And I remember that was a big metric for Go High Level, was like, get them to log in every day.
That's right. That is right. You got to make it sticky for them. They got to make your tool has to be the go-to top of mind tool when they think of whatever it is, XYZ. I don't care. Find one, nail it the hell down, and get them using the tool. So that every single time they think of that, they think of you. And for us, we wanted to be leads, right? You think of a home, you think of my tool. How does my tool fix that and get that to where you need it to be? It doesn't matter whether you're wholesaling, creative real estate, whatever. You think of the home, you think of us. And so
think of the brother man, David, over here.
Yeah, that's how we got to do it, man, because it's competitive out here, right? And losing a customer, boy, that used to burn me up. I used to get so mad. But what started happening was, and it would happen, it usually be like 90 days. And then be like, oh, hey, back, look at that. He back. He's back.
That's interesting. Yeah. Oh, I'm excited about this because, yeah, I came from the done for you service route.
Mm-hmm.
$5,000, $10,000, $2,500 a month per client, whatever it could be. Mm-hmm. You don't want that person canceled. That's big. That could be significant cash,
Yeah.
And then you go from like, you still have that same mindset, but you're applying it to something that's $100 a month or whatever it is, Yep. Yeah, bro. Preach. All right, I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna listen. Tell me. It used to burn you up. Yeah, bro. Used to burn me up.
Yeah. So, but then it became a joke. Like, okay, cancellation, you'll be back. ain't worried about it. You'll be back. It's like, when you have the best product out there, with a low ticket product, they're going to shop. It's just the nature of the beast, right? They're going to shop around. Why? Because there's other low ticket products, but they instantly see, like, there's no onboarding. Oh, y'all don't, man, it's been 3 days. No one's returned my support ticket. What? Like, they see the difference. They feel the difference, and they're back in 90 days. With our product, with REI Reply, it takes 90 days. With some of our other products, it takes a little bit longer. And with AI Employee, I don't think anyone's going anywhere. We already smashed the competition. We're already way better than everybody. Already, the landscape's out there. They've already put their flags in the sand, and I already know we got the most fire product out there. And here's the difference between us and everyone else. Everyone else went direct to consumer. AI Employee wants the agency model. We want you to share in the revenue. So we have an agency white label model so that you can eat. Why? Because high level changed my life when they gave me a white label where I could eat. And I said, oh my gosh, I have a legit business now. I can brand this as mine. I mean, in real estate, there's a thing called mailbox money.
Yeah.
And that's what everyone strives to be, but there's nothing on this earth like SaaS money. So I got a book coming out, SaaS ATM. And it's because, dude, SaaS is unlike anything else. Now we just use real estate to offset the taxes. Dude, there's no one in the real estate space that no one can go from zero to multiple millions in the short period of time. It just doesn't happen. Real estate, you get wealthy over time. SaaS, you get wealthy tomorrow. You know what I mean? It's like overnight. I mean, when we first started this, Susan was working for Tyson's Chicken. She was
right on.
Yeah, she was like the sales manager for the whole East Coast. So she had 113 demonstrators that she ran for. So when you go into Costco's and they're handing out samples, she ran all of those samplers for the entire East Coast. So for me to bring her on board, I had to 4X her income. So, she wasn't leaving corporate America for a pipe dream if it wasn't going to be legit, right? And so within 4 months, by that 5th month, we was looking at that 4X income already.
That's crazy, dude.
It's bananas, man, what you can do
you
with
look
that.
at like the industry averages, bro. And like, to me, like, this year was special to me because like I found it was one of those things, again, first time got the diamond. You've had the diamond for a minute, right? Like it was like 2024 for you, right?
No, well, they didn't have the awards back in 2021, but we were well over 1,000 users.
So So you've been in this. So I'm just now tasting it, and I felt like, dude, it was definitely a moment where I was like, man, like, that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. For us,
it was. Go ahead.
No, for us, it was. I mean, it was financially life-changing money. It was bananas. And it was to the point where I was like, man, this is like some sort of secret that you know is going to die at some point. So you're just hoarding everything because you're like, man, this is too good to be true, right? But that's again what happens with a blue ocean opportunity. Timing was everything, right? And so. If you try to jump into the space right now, it's bloody. There's 30.
They're spoiled, bro. They have all the tools in one spot. Boom, boom, yeah, all those things. So as far as like before I forget, because I want to talk about the white label AI employee stuff. Mm-hmm. So you sign up for AI at AIemployee.com, and you're a white label partner, and you're able to. Is it like sub accounts, kind of like format like go high level, and then you're able to go in. Okay, so then are things like pre-built? Are you starting from scratch? Like, how much advance do you give these people if they're looking for that? Because I mean, at the end of the day, like I was telling you, man, I'll go to the coffee shop and work on some stuff here and there. And I'm sure everyone does that. It's like you run into every type of local business there is at the coffee shop. Like, I mean, you're just doing your thing, and then it's like, it just happens, right? And so, how like Go High Level had like all those snapshots for like, they still have them, right? All the local businesses, and they're kind of pre-built. Is that kind of like, do you all have, or will you all have things like that in place?
Yeah, it's definitely on the roadmap. We definitely will be probably January pushing out the templates, but they're so easy to create, and it's hard to make a template because it's your image, right? It's whatever image you really want to put up there. And so we have it built out for demos so that you can simply put a one sentence prompt in there, just say electrical. And the AI employee does research on electrical, so that it's a brilliant. I mean, you just sit, it's so smart. It's very hard uh, um, to explain because with high level there's multiple steps. You got to train it. You got to do this. You got to do that. And with ours, you can do all of that as well, but you just don't have to. You can simply give it a name, upload an image, put electrical agent in the prompt, hit the button, and it's smart enough to wow 90% of small business owners.
Yeah, you brought me a reminder. The first chatbot I ever made, for example, just chatbot. It was a mixture of it was before like Go High Level had AI yet. It was like just a few months in between. It was Zapier, ChatGPT, and workflows inside of Go High Level.
Yeah.
And then then Go High Level came up with one, and now they finally got a lot better with it. Like a lot better.
Absolutely.
And
now they've done leaps and bounds.
With your AI employee, I'm definitely excited to see it, man. Do you want to show? I think you can share your screen on here, man, if you want. If you want to show off anything.
Sure. Let me.
I think, can you share your screen on your end?
Yeah, I think so.
Right on. All right, cool.
Yeah, just give me 1 second.
You're good, man. I threw you a curveball out of nowhere ball.
Yeah. No problems. No problems. It's cool because the devs are actually making deployments right now as we speak on.
Of course they are.
What's that? Oh, but we're good. It doesn't stop everything. We're good. Let's see here. Let's see if I can share the screen. All right. We're seeing that?
Yep.
All right, cool. Yeah, let's just create a quick agent. So let's just do a helpful plumbing assistant. All right, and then we'll just add the avatar. Any image will do, but the better the image, the better the output, most certainly at this point. So let me try to find a 4K image. Hold on 1 second. Oh, that's not going to be a good Edward. Hold on 1 second. All right. So you could do a little custom greeting here if you wanted to. Hi, I'm Edward with Eddie's Plumbing. How can I help you?
That's an Ed for sure.
All right. And this is where if we had a knowledge base, we could add the knowledge base here. We don't have one for him. And then if we had some other MCPs tied to, we can connect them here, whether it's GHL MCP, N8N, whatever. We can tie them all here. We can create our agent.
Cool. So that makes it really easy for you. Because that was a concern. I was like, how if I need to link it to like a website, you just go into custom MCP servers and just.
Oh no! No. This will be for the tools to link it to a website. We'll come right here to widgets. So now that we created the agent, we got to create the widget. Yeah.
Right on. So, okay.
We'll just put the description there, and then we'll just say Eddie AI. All right, and then we just pick Edward AI that we just made. And then we can control any of the widget colors if we wanted to. Let's do a green and a black. And then this is where, when it opens up, you could have a floating widget, a sidebar widget, or a full screen widget. You'll see the avatar open up in those different ones. So we'll just go ahead and copy this embed code. Now you could deploy it with this embed code on any website that you want, right? So you would just paste it there, or you can just chat with your assistant right here. And that way you don't have to worry about all of that.
Oh, man. That was quick. It took like 2 minutes.
Yeah, and so typically.
What's up, Ed?
Hey Ed, you sound like a girl. What's up, bud? All right, hold on. Let's just go ahead and change that. I'm not going to deal with Ed talking.
No, you're
about
fine.
his
No,
girl.
you're fine. This was good. I just
Yeah,
want.
let's go ahead and change it to a male voice though, real quick. Yeah, there's Edward for fast acting. All right, let's do this. Save the changes, and let's see if it's going to update the voice.
Man, I think about, you do these webinars. I can't hear him yet. Might just be the thing we're on too.
Yeah. So, but let me just show that it has plumbing knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have a leak in our basement, but I don't know which knob to turn. What do you think is broken?
Oh man, we can't hear on my end. I can't hear it.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I was just saying on my end I couldn't hear it, but I could see it
Oh, you
talking.
couldn't hear it.
That's just
Got
because it's
you.
probably what we're on, But
Yeah.
I could check it out on aiemployee.com and it could do its thing for sure. That's awesome though, because it's like you probably can like collaborate like on the face side of things. It's actually all right.
Yeah, and again, that's not a 4K image. So the 4K image it's going to be way more crisp and clear. And the better the image, the better the widget will work. And then when you deploy it to a website, again, that's building rapport. That's having conversation. You see, we put one sentence in the prompt and was already an expert at plumbing. Was going to tell you everything about plumbing. So you don't have to be an expert to build these. They're super easy to build for demo purposes, and then when you get a contract, then our team will build out the real one for you guys. So it'll be perfect for the customer. There'll be no complaints. It'll be everything they need. Any tools that they're already using, like we'll create the MCP to connect it to them. So let's say that they use a tool that doesn't have an MCP. Our devs know how to create our own MCP, so we'll create that for them.
Some boss devs, man,
and connect everything. So there's never any problems. And there's never any way for some guy to slide right in and take your contract, right? We want to lock them for life. Once you put an AI employee on that widget, on that website, it's sticky for life, baby. There ain't no one coming in and sliding and taking your contract. Why? Why would they? That's a AI brand ambassador right there. How is someone going to slide in and make a better demo than that for you? And then that's tied to the phones. I don't know if you saw, we have our own telephony hub there as well. But if you already had them built out inside of high level, no problem. You connect them right there with the MCP. Don't have them, we have our own telephony hub. So we want it to where the AI employee knows everything about the business. You build up the brand by scraping everything, and then that brand is deployed across everything.
Freaking amazing, dude.
Yeah, we think so.
I love it. I love it. Like, I just think about. I'm excited just to see, like, okay, like you still need people to help you out with your business and whatnot. It's just like, how can I make their job easier? Your first support rep, your second support rep, and it's just you or whatever, right? You and them. Their workload gets up there, and it's like if you could just delegate it to an AI employee, it's like that's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, man. So I think at this point, man, is there anything you'd like to share to the audience, things of that nature, before we go ahead and just wrap things up?
Yeah, don't miss your opportunity, man. Timing's everything. Right now, there's a blue ocean in front of you. Every small business owner needs what we have to offer them. Go ahead and take advantage of that. Start off, if you're not as seasoned as you want to be, start off hyper local. Start off in a Facebook group. Get to know somebody. You know what I mean? AI is so automated that it's going to take, in my opinion, person to person to really build that trust. Because it's so amazing, right? So when the small business owner goes and checks out AI for themselves, they get confused and they don't want to take action. But if you're right there helping them and building that trust, and then you have a tremendous opportunity to carve out, mint out millions. Millionaires will be made off of this opportunity. You have 2026 to really get a stranglehold of this. 2027 it'll start getting bloody. 2028 probably.
Pretty the norm.
Probably a little too difficult at that point, and it'll be something else.
Like Facebook ads back in like 2015, 2014, something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
God bless. Well, cool, right, man. David, I want to respect your time, and I appreciate you coming on. It was fantastic. I had a blast, brother. And
yeah, likewise. Let's do it again.
Yeah, facts. So go to aiemployee.com. This guy's taking over, and I'm really excited to hear about all of his projects. Congratulations on all of your success, my man. And we will see you all on the next episode. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
And then I just stopped it.